and welcome to Star Wars Battlefront Weekly. I'm Greg Henniger.
And I'm Lorenzo Valoria.
And today we are going to be talking about DICE, how the Battlefield series will hopefully work into the Battlefront series and everything like that.
That's right. EA announced that DICE will be taking over the Battlefront franchise. And so what do we know about the developer, Greg?
Well, the small amount that we know right now is DICE started up a new studio, DICE LA, and they were going to be working on the new EA Star Wars titles, but it came out that DICE Stockholm is going to be manning the Battlefront series for EA. So
right, and Stockholm is the main DICE team. So they're the guys that are behind Battlefield 4, they're behind Battlefield 3, Bad Company, and all the big ones. So these aren't small players in the huge Battlefield-style games.
Yeah, this is obviously going to be a giant AAA title that we can, look forward to a lot of money getting pushed into this thing as well. They say that they are now well into development.
Big quotations
I think you can't put more quotations on that thing. But so what would well into development at this stage actually mean?
Well, when they said that, it was kind of early on. They kind of just announced that they were working on this game. So we're thinking probably they have some concept art sketched out.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we'll throw in the Battle of Hoth here and there. So
yeah.
And the release date is set for, or not necessarily set, but rumored to be summer 2015. So
yeah.
If they started now, this is probably the timetable they would need to get out at that point in time.
Yeah, and they say that they want to try some new and really innovative things, that they're going to keep, it's going to be their take on Battlefront. They're Battlefield guys, but they're going to put their own spin on Battlefront, so reboot.
Totally.
But having a reboot and having that brand new next-gen shine to it all, what kind of things from Battlefield would you like to see in Battlefront?
Well, Battlefield's always been about the giant battles,
right.
Of course. The huge maps, 64 players.
32 on 32.
32 on 32. So I totally want to see at least that. We're going into next gen.
Sure.
64 players is, the standard for now, but next gen, who knows what's possible. So,
yeah.
Big ass Star Wars battles, space battles, epic planetary battles, maybe planetary to space battles.
That would be awesome. I know a lot of people are asking for that.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet because we still don't know much about the game. But one other personal thing that I would like would be a Star Wars style rush mode.
Yes, that would be very awesome.
So to put that in a Star Wars scenario,
right?
Just imagine you're on your speeder bike going through the forest of Endor, going to the shield generator.
Okay.
And you take that over, kill all the Imperials with the Ewoks and stuff. Then you just hop onto the shuttle Tydirium, fly up into Death Star 2, take place in that battle, it's a trap area, help out the home one and everything.
Fly into the Death Star, blow it up from the inside.
Yeah, and just, that sequence, that progressive sequence is just a great way to tell those epic moments and those stories from the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it's not just a set map where there are points that you're trying to capture, which is a very Battlefield thing to do, but
right.
now Battlefield has a new rush mode.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Star Wars universe in the Frostbite engine. We've seen what they've done with Battlefield 3, and now even with the more destructible Battlefield 4, giant buildings are now collapsing,
Totally.
So I'm kind of envisioning like a 32 on 32 space battle where like all of Rogue Squadron is going in, coming up against some TIE fighters, TIE interceptors, things like that. But you're trying to take down a super Star Destroyer.
Oh yeah.
And so with all that destructibility, you could just see like pieces of the Star Destroyer like breaking off turrets and things like that.
Yeah, shooting off the shield generators.
Yeah, and like in Battlefront 2, you could like land in the hangar bay and like take out specific parts of the ship. They did try that pretty well in Battlefield 2, but I think that the Frostbite engine and everything really can push that forward into the next generation.
Yeah, I can imagine you just shooting the side of the hull and blowing holes in the hull, and then soldiers just get sucked out.
Yeah, like stormtroopers getting like sucked into space and
that'd
stuff.
be awesome.
But so there is a lot of things that we can look forward to in Battlefront. So there's a lot of awesome stuff that we could go on and on, but that's all we're going to talk about DICE for today. Tune in next week and we'll have a lot more to talk about. But before we end the show, we're instituting a new segment that we call Would You Rather. So what is today's Would You Rather?
Right, so our very first Would You Rather Would you rather sleep in a tauntaun for 2 weeks straight every night in a sleepy ass carcass, or hang out in a sarlacc pit for 2 days?
In the belly of the sarlacc pit.
In the belly of a sarlacc pit.
So
like Bubba.
Sure. So you have two options. Sleep in the belly of a tauntaun or spend 2 days in the belly of the sarlacc pit. Go ahead and put your comments and answers down here in the comments section below us. And next week we're going to take the funniest, most creative ones and read them on the air. So thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
And may the Force be with you.
If you want to see last week's episode of Star Wars Battlefront 3, click here. If you want to see Super Smash Bros. Wii U Weekly, click here.